I'm Roger Hitchcock. I have been training boards of directors since the early 90s, early 2000s, and some of the key themes that I think are emerging, especially in the demands or challenges that directors face, is firstly, many directors simply do not know what their legal rights and responsibilities are. Many of them still think that directorship is a status, as either a status thing, so it looks good on a business card, or they think that it's the natural position for them to be in. They started a company, and many people still think that if you're a shareholder, you've got to be a director. Or if you manage a company, you've got to be a director. And so this role of directorship, which in South Africa was clarified recently in our Companies Act. What does it mean to act with care, skill and diligence? What does it mean to act in the best interest of the company as opposed to act as an agent of the shareholder, which is often what the thinking is. So who do they represent? How do they make decisions? And especially the legal framework for directors is one of the areas that many directors, especially in smaller and growing companies, simply don't have enough knowledge and understanding about, and so are often making decisions that could lead them into significant liability. On the back end of the decisions, the second key challenge is that directors often do not have the view that their decision making, that obviously determines what actions the company takes, have an impact. And that impact is on stakeholders, other parties that the business impacts. So those could be employees, creditors, customers. And in the current legal environment, not only in South Africa but internationally, those stakeholders who feel they're negatively impacted are often given the legal rights to take action against the directors. And so these two kind of poles of what are my duties or obligations as a director legally and who can take action against me, those are often not very understood. And then the third key challenge I think that directors face is to get their perspectives right. Many times directors spend a lot of their time looking backwards. They look at reports. Many of those reports aren't looking at the right indicators, so are simply giving them backward-looking information. And historically, that's mainly due to the fact that the most important information directors ever looked at was financial information, and that tends to look backwards. There's legal obligations and legal requirements to not only look at financial information, but also to look forwards. And that's one of the challenges that directors have, is that they're either not given the information they need to make forward-looking decisions, or they don't ask for it. Or they don't, as a group of directors, put their thinking hats on and really examine what information we at board level, at governance level, and not operational level, because that's the difficulty for many directors who are involved in the company to change roles, and to look at that information or find that information that gives them the forward-looking perspective. And so many directors do spend a lot of their time discussing and debating what has happened instead of engaging around what we need to happen. And so that perspective on a timeline is often a very difficult thing for directors to keep in mind and to actively manage the performance of a company against looking forward.